News 46 is brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine. News 46 is also brought to you by Red Apple Fireworks. You've never seen anything like it. Nevada's elite fireworks shopping experience. Red Apple Fireworks.
Tonight on News 46, No to Abuse opens its new center.
And a single vehicle accident sends one to the hospital.
And Red Apple Fireworks held its grand opening. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Thursday, June 23rd, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Rhonda Van Winkle for News 46. Topping our news tonight, a single vehicle rollover on Highway 160 this afternoon required one woman to be transported to a local hospital. Deanna O'Donnell reports.
This afternoon on southbound Highway 160, a single vehicle rollover prompted Nevada Highway Patrol and Medic 4 as well as Rescue 15 to the scene in the desert, which appears to be an overcorrection. One woman was mechanically entrapped inside her vehicle. Rescue 15 did extricate her from the car. She was transported locally here. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell on southbound Highway 160 for News 46.
No to Abuse held a grand opening for their new facility for the welfare of children who have been a victim of sexual abuse.
We are launching our Nye County Child Advocacy Center, which is a program of No to Abuse in collaboration with the Nye County Sheriff's Office, Nye County District Attorney's Office, and Child Protective Services. It's a program that provides medical and forensic examinations of children under the age of 13 who have been sexually assaulted, sexually abused, or severely physically abused. And the goal of the program is to allow a child to come into a healing atmosphere as quickly after the event as possible, to receive only one medical examination and one forensic examination, which is a taped interview to gather verbal evidence, and then to allow the child to begin healing. The importance of this for Nye County is that previously the child had been transported, usually in the middle of the night, down to Clark County, wait in the emergency waiting room, all the evidence still on the child. That whole thing is just re-traumatizing, and then would be examined by one or two different people and then have to come back here and still talk to the sheriff's office and the district attorney's office, and so constantly reliving the trauma. This way, it's a child-friendly, child-focused setting, one interview, one examination, and then the healing process can begin.
Are we calling the whole sexual assault response team out, or we just tape what's going on here, and who conducts the interviews?
We now have two programs that are really a continuum of care. We have the Child Advocacy Center, which is for children 13 and under. And we have what we call the Sexual Assault Response Team, the SART, which is for people 14 and over. Okay? And we do the same thing with both. We do the specialized medical exam, which is essentially what people refer to as the rape kit. And then we do the forensic interviewing. And then we provide the advocacy, the emotional support, the counseling around what's needed after all of that occurs. So everything occurs here. People are normally brought here by law enforcement who have intervened as first responders. Other people, adults, can come for a sexual assault exam without having any interaction with law enforcement. If you think you've been assaulted and you'd like evidence collected, but you're not sure if you want to open a case, we'll collect the evidence for you. We'll register it as a Jane Doe, and you can take 2 years to decide if you want to go ahead with the case or not. So it's a good way to preserve something that you might want in the future.
The new No to Abuse facility assists law enforcement in collecting evidence, which in turn helps prosecute perpetrators of sexual abuse. We spoke to Sheriff Tony DeMeo and Detective David Boruchowitz.
Law enforcement side is what it's always been, is that we're interested in apprehending perpetrators that are victimizing our children, and the Children's Advocacy Center gives us the opportunity to interview the child one time with all facets of law enforcement and social work to provide that child with the best resources as a victim of a crime.
It's a sad thing that we need this building, but we really do, and this is going to help catch people, isn't it?
It's going to help catch people, and we have made arrests, but one of the most important things that we're looking at is making sure that that the least amount of trauma occurs to the victim of this, and we're all about the victim. Our job as law enforcement is to grab the suspects, but we also have to understand is that there's a victimization of a child that's taking place, and we have to make sure is that the best possible care and help the child and the family needs to help them resolve some of the issues are brought to bear as well. And we really appreciate the fact that we have this, and we've been trying to get this since I was sheriff in 2003, and it's been a lot of work. And Detective Boruchowitz and other members of the Nye County Sheriff's Office helped bring this to fruition from the Sheriff's Office side. But we have to thank No to Abuse and people are making a commitment on this side of it. The medical side of it, the social work side of it, the Division of the Child Services, and also those in the mental health field, because we all play a very important part in this, holistic approach to making sure that not only law enforcement and the prosecutor side is addressed, bringing these people through the criminal justice system, but the victims' needs are addressed as well, and that's been something that people have stepped forward before, but when they realize the commitment, wisely they stepped aside, because we don't make any false promises. This is a commitment that we owe to these victims, and it's a commitment that the Sheriff's Office, the DA's office, and of course No to Abuse and those working the child advocacy side of it have made it for them, and we really appreciate it. It's a lot more than just putting a grant together, but it's the people behind it that actually make these programs work.
Detective, I know that you deal with a lot of these perpetrators a lot and these victims, these child victims. Talk about why this center is so important to be here in Nye County, and what did the Sheriff's Office have to do with helping design it?
Well, the need is not only here but across the country, and we see the trend across the country, and we're just kind of catching up to where we should be. We have several of these cases that we're dealing with constantly, and really we've been involved from the beginning, not only in the physical planning of the building, but obviously we've met a lot with the other parties involved in this to make sure that we provide the best approach, so that not only for the law enforcement side of things, but the social work side of protecting the victims and providing with the resources needed. We've spent hours and hours meeting to make sure that everybody's represented and we can provide the best care for them.
Well, coming up, a new business held its grand opening.
And Pahrump celebrates the birth of royalty.
Well, of all this and more right after the break, please keep it here. Welcome back to News 46. Our country is celebrating its 235th anniversary of our independence, and the town of Pahrump is preparing for our Liberty Festival, which will be held for 3 days at Petrack Park over the 4th of July weekend, and the fireworks season is upon us. Red Apple Fireworks held their grand opening this past weekend, and we spoke to Doug Burda from Red Apple Fireworks, who takes us on a tour of this new facility, which is like no other.
My head's spinning right now a little bit, a lot of activity here, a lot of fireworks to sell, so we're having a good time, absolutely.
We're in front of a quite impressive display. We have all different types of fireworks here.
All different kinds, yeah. We have fountains, sparklers, stuff that goes up, stuff that stays on the ground, lots of big tubes like you see behind me, repeaters, you name it. We have 1,500 unique items. A lot of our items are exclusives for Black Cat, for Big, for World Class. Those are all real big brands, and we are exclusive dealers for many of the brands that we carry.
And you also have some gear I saw from Black Cat. And
That's right, lots of gear. People like to put put the Black Cat logo on themselves, and also our logo. We have Red Apple T-shirts. Actually selling a lot of those, a lot more than I anticipated.
Wonderful. And some of the things that you had, like some of the bobbleheads and stuff like that, that's even great for people to get prepared for 4th of July coming up soon.
Absolutely. We try and make it festive. It's not, 4th of July isn't just about fireworks. It's about having fun, celebrating. So party supplies and, goofy party favors are part of that.
There you go. I know that you've hired quite a few employees here, so everybody's working really hard gearing up for the season.
We hired quite a few employees. Everybody's working very hard and working out well. Many, many competent, willing to work hard people, and it's absolutely amazing. They've been very supportive, very helpful.
Are we going to have any special hours for the holiday season?
We are. Weekends right now are our busiest time, so we're opening up at 8 in the morning, closing at midnight, and during the week it goes a little bit shorter than that, but pretty close to those hours.
Do we have a website for people to look up more information?
2 websites. One would be redapplefireworks.com. You can go there and get all the information about our store. Also, facebook.com/redapplefireworks. And there has really sort of been the center of the activity around our business. A lot of people liking us, had a lot of fans in a very short period of time, and a lot of very positive reviews on their experience here in the store and with the product.
Wonderful. And we are located where?
We're at 3610 South Highway 160. It's in Pahrump, closest fireworks store to Vegas.
And what's the phone number here for more information?
Phone number 775-727-7200.
Buckingham Palace sent a letter to recognize the Queen's Tea event that marked the Sovereign's birthday this past Saturday at the Pahrump Nugget. This event honored women of distinction here in our town. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Albert also arrived to enjoy the occasion.
Well, it's basically a membership drive, but also we wanted to recognize women in the community that have done, whether it be a small thing or a large thing, they are women of distinction. And we have a lot of groups that wanted to honor some of their members, some of their neighbors, and we had a wonderful time doing that today. It was very successful.
And they do this on the Sovereign's birthday celebration. And we had a token king and queen. Well, actually, prince and queen.
Right. Yes, we did. We thought that it would be just great fun to have an impersonator, a queen impersonator. So we were lucky enough to have Scotty Winnegar, who volunteered to be a queen impersonator. She pulled it off. She was terrific. Her husband played the part of Prince Philip, and she gave a little speech, and you would have thought that it was really the Queen.
Everybody really gets into this. They all get dressed up, and it's a wonderful event. We have pictures being taken behind us.
Well, this year we did a Hat of Distinction award. We wanted people to come and have fun and do something different. There aren't very many opportunities to wear anything other than maybe a cowboy hat here in Pahrump. And we have a lot of ladies who really got into it. We have feathers and nets and flowers. And so we gave an award out for the most distinctive hat, and it was a People's Choice Award.
And some beautiful hats in this room, and such a fun event. How can people get involved in the League of Women Voters?
Well, the League of Women Voters meets on the second Saturday of every month. We have our meeting here at the Pahrump Nugget in the Steakhouse. It's a breakfast meeting. We begin at 8 a.m. for breakfast optional, and then we begin with our speaker at 8:45.
I know you have a website as well.
Yes, our website is lwvofpahrump.org. Our email address is lwvofpahrump@aol.com.
Is there a phone number for people to call?
They can call me at my personal number, and that is area code 775-537-1017.
The League of Women Voters, they received a letter from them recognising Pahrump as the League of Women Voters and the tea and celebrating the Queen's birthday.
You have a Scottish accent. Did you do it with the British?
Well, I tried, but you know what? I didn't want to make a mock of the English accent, so I really did speak very, very slow and very polite. So, and that's difficult for me.
How about you, Prince?
Fortunately, I didn't have to make a speech.
It's all about the Queen, isn't it?
Yes, it is, indeed.
And and that the prince always walks behind the queen. At least for today.
Well, Francine Winters is no longer at West Care here in Pahrump. She and her husband have moved back east to pursue a different profession, building stages on Broadway. Tony Mendoza is her replacement, and he invites everyone to join the yearly guitar program at the facility next door to Floyd's Ace Hardware on Loop Road. Zach Fuentes reports.
We're here at West Care on Loop Street, where they're offering free guitar lessons for the community's teenagers. We're going to talk to Tony Mendoza and find some more out about this.
The Positive Actions is a curriculum that has been designed a few years back and has been implemented at the federal level of being approved as being as an effective program for young people going all the way up into their early adult years on developing skills and self-esteem and all the tools necessary to grow into a healthy, productive adult. So what we're doing here at West Care is we're having a guitar class which will be put on by Bob White for the duration of the year. And at that point, in addition to those classes, we'll be offering these Positive Action curriculum accompanied with that. So.
Okay, and what are the ages for the guitar classes?
The age for the guitar classes are from age 12 to 18. We'll be conducting classes on Thursdays from 3:30 to 5:30. That'll be 1 hour of guitar and 1 hour of Positive Action training to accompany that.
Okay, and is this for beginners, or do they need to have previous experience, and do they need to bring their own guitar?
The class is open to everyone. It's open to people that might want to just begin starting to learn guitar, and also for some more of the advanced users. We do have guitars available for them to use here on the facility. It's good that they have something at home so that they can practice during the week, so that the next week they can build on what they learned previously. I don't see a problem with if they have their own to come in with their own, but they learn all on acoustics, and at that point Mr. White will probably clarify exactly what each student needs based on their skill set. So.
Okay, and is this limited availability?
There is a limited availability, that is true. Right now we do have quite a few slots still available, so if anybody really wants to come down and get involved with this, that is available. What's going to be required is class starts on July 7th. There's going to be a mandatory meeting on July 6th. The first meeting will be at 2 p.m. and then the second meeting will be at 7 p.m. and that's where we'll go over the fine details of the requirements of someone to be a participant in this guitar program. So.
And how can people get a hold of you guys for more information?
You can get a hold of myself. My name is Tony Mendoza. You can get a hold of me at 751-6990. My extension is 225. At that point, it's free to the public. Again, you just have to be ages 12 through 18 and be ready to do this for a good, year program. So.
Well, here's a story for everybody. A self-proclaimed extreme couponer says Walmart has banned her from all stores for life following a heated argument with a manager over coupon policy.
That's right. The woman tells Fox 12 Idaho that she tried to record the conversation with the manager on her iPhone, but he slapped her hand away and told her to either pay full price for her stuff or leave.
She says that after she left, an employee followed her to the parking lot and asked her to return to the store because she had committed a crime.
Instead, she drove to the gas station and called police, who told her that she had been banned from Walmart, which was news to her.
Which brings us to our Facebook question of the day.
Today's question is, do you think April should have been banned from all Walmarts nationwide? What is your opinion on extreme couponing, and how is this matter handled? And Debbie started off by saying the story doesn't have enough info. It does not say what she did wrong. Was she trying to use photocopy or forged coupons or what? I do say if the manager slapped her hand as she claimed, he should be charged, and that straight up is against the law. And Scott said, I am wondering what crime she committed that would prompt an employee to follow her to her car and ask her to return to the store. The store didn't say what she'd been banned nationwide either. She may have assumed that. She may have been given a trespass warning for that store specifically. I agree with Debbie, not enough information.
And Gloria says in another article I read, it stated because She was an extreme couponer and she wanted to use coupons from other stores and they would not honor them. I have never known Walmart to honor other stores' coupons, but I have seen them do a price match.
And guess who says, I'm just glad I wasn't behind her in the checkout line. Talk about attitude, I could have gotten one real quick.
And Pamela says, I appreciate the hard work that the employees at our Walmart do. Most of them are very kind and gracious and courteous people. As for this situation, how is it possible that she can be banned from Walmarts nationwide?
And Ack Woodman says no to the ban. That would seem idiotic, as for slapping a customer, even if only slapped her hand, that is totally uncalled for.
I can't imagine that really happened.
I'm
sure they have it on tape somewhere.
And as I've said to everybody around the station, I want to know how it's going to be enforced. That's all. I just want to know.
Yeah, how do you enforce that? You're banned nationwide.
Hand out extreme couponer APBs to all Walmart employees and take them down.
Oh my goodness.
Well, folks, we've had some hot weather. We're in the summer officially as of just a couple days ago, and I hope everybody's been swimming because I know I have.
No time to swim for me.
We got triple digits all coming up in our 7-day forecast. Don't go anywhere.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News 46. I'm Rick Vale with your weather today. Sunny day out there, high of 105 degrees. Winds out of the south-southwest at about 10 miles per hour. 32-mile-per-hour gusts all day long. Pressure holding steady on the barometer, 29.81. Our UV index, 9, very high. Sunrise at 5:27 a.m. and a record high, 113 degrees back in 1959. Looking at tonight, it's going to be clear, low 79. Winds out of the south-southwest at 12 miles per hour with gusts up to 34 miles per hour. Sunset will be at 8:05 p.m. and our record low, 55 degrees in 1944. Tomorrow's looking sunny again, a high of 102, a low of 75. Winds out of the south-southwest at about 13 miles per hour. UV index 9, very high. Sunrise will be at 5:27 a.m. Looking at our 7-day forecast, Friday heading into the weekend, 34-mile-per-hour gusts, a high of 102 and a low of 75. Saturday, 33-mile-per-hour gusts, a high of 99, a low of 76. Sunday, not much changing in the overnight low department, but 96 for the daytime high, and gusts of about 28 miles per hour. Monday, looking at 28 miles per hour gusts yet again, a high of 99, a low of 74. Tuesday, back in the triple digits, 100 degrees for the high, 75 for the low, with gusts up to 41 miles per hour. Wednesday, looking at 32 mile per hour gusts, 100 degrees for the daytime high, 75 degrees for the overnight low. And finishing off our 7-day forecast next Thursday, 22 mile per hour gusts, a high of 105 and a low of 77. And our worst weather in the nation today is Boiling Spring, Virginia, for very rainy weather.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. I'm so happy the wind's coming back.
Yay.
Not. Okay.
Kite season. Oh, wait, no.
Really, not here. It's too windy. It's either not windy at all or it's too windy.
Parasailing season. No, everybody will end up on the top of the mountain if they parasail.
True. Okay, tonight at the Pahrump Nugget, Trunk Online presents a special election congressional candidate debate. Be there. Doors open at 6 p.m. Admission is free and donations at the door will be donated to Meals on Wheels. And the candidates are Commander Kirk Lippold, Nancy Price, and Mark Amade. You can watch this event live on KPVM-TV tonight on Channel 41, on Digital 46.1, or on Cable 12, starting at 6:30 if you can't be there in person.
And you really want to be there in person. This is an opportunity for you to hear the questions and get the questions asked that you want to know about.
Absolutely.
Folks, the funeral service of Robert Bagansky will be held at Pahrump Family Mortuary on Saturday, June 25th at 1 p.m. We will have more on this story on tomorrow night's newscast.
And Miss Pahrump 2011 will be held this Saturday night at the Rosemary Clark Middle School at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Best Western and Wolfie's, and they are $15. DVD copies will also be available for $25.
And folks, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
And from everyone up here on the Hill KPVM, we wish you a safe evening. We'll see you here again tomorrow night. Till then, good night, Pahrump.
Good night.